Hi all, welcome to part 6 combination circuits. So we are seeing different designs of different combination circuits. We already covered the half adder and full adder circuit. Now let's see the general n bit adder. So this is what we need, right? So so by using, so what we've seen so far is single bit adder, just how to add 2 bits as well as how to add 2 bits and a carry. So totally 3 bits. So half adder performed 2 bit addition and full adder performed 3 bit addition, like 2 actual input bits and a carry. Now using this half adder and full adder, can you implement something called an n bit adder? I mean the generalized adder. So let's see an example where the 4 bit addition is shown, like 2 4 bits I have to add, like this is my first 1 0 1 1 and 0 0 1 1 I'm trying to add. So that is shown here. The two inputs are like, this is your A and 1 0 1 1 and this is your B, right? So that augend and addend, so the way we are calling the inputs of a adder, right? So the first input is like 1 0 1 1, second input is 1 0 1 1, sorry 0 0 1 1, and finally you have to add them, right? So you know the addition process. 1 plus 1 is 0 and they carry 1. So that is shown here. 1 plus 1, you are getting a 0 and you are getting a carry, and this is a carry, and this carry is propagated like this. So from this carry is coming here. So just like I am writing here. Now the second one you have to add, second position, these 3 ones you have to add, and the result is like 1 and a carry 1. So these 3 ones you are adding and you are getting a 1 and a 1, and this one you are writing here, right? This one you wrote here for the next position. So everything is shown. Next this 0 0 and this one together you are adding and you are getting a 1 and a carry 0. You are getting a 1 and a carry 0, and this 0 you are writing here, I mean something like this, and finally you are getting a 1 and a carry 0, and if there is a carry, that will come in the final output. So this is what you have to implement. Now you can see something very interesting. For the least significant bit, do you really need a full adder, right? The least significant bit, actually I am adding only 2 bits because there is no carry for the least significant bit. When I am looking it as a 4 bit adder alone, but sometimes we will implement a 8 bit adder using 4 bit adder, and that time from the least significant position some carry may come in this position. But by default, if it is a starting point, if it is a least significant bit of the actual number, definitely I can implement it using a half adder. So for this addition, it's enough to have a half adder circuit for me. But definitely for this position onwards, I have to consider the carry from the previous position also. So I need a full adder. So here also I need a full adder, right? Here also I need a full adder. So totally I need 1, 2, 3. So totally 3 full adders and a half adder. So what we concluded here is a 4 bit adder you can implement using 3 full adder plus 1 half adder. So that is a conclusion. If that is the case, what about an n bit adder? N bit adder means there will be some n bit position, like, so n bit adder will look like a0, a1, a2, etc. an minus 1. Here also bn minus 1, b2, b1, b0. So when you are adding like that, so I need a full adder for this position. I mean I can manage it with half adder, but all these position I need full adder here, because they can add only 1 bit at a time. Full adder 1, full adder 2, etc. Full adder n minus 1. So I need n minus 1 full adders and a half adder. Now, or you can implement using just n full adders also, that also fine. That is actually good, because this least significant bit, if it is actual starting point, then only I can depend on the full half adder. Otherwise definitely I need a full adder. So hope you understand what I was trying to say. Sometimes this is okay, a 4 bit adder, we will see. Now sometimes you will generalize this to some 8 bit or 16 bit addition, and that time from the previous position, sometimes for the 4 bit adder itself, that least significant carry may be 1, and that time you can't depend on half adder. So purely, so that is one way, but still a more correct way is use some n full adder. So simply n bit addition can be implemented using n full adder. And also one more observation is like, here this full adder one can start working only after this half adder finishes, right? Similarly this full adder 2 can start working only after this full adder 1 finishes. Similarly 3 can start working only after this 2 finishes, because it is full adder 3 is waiting for the carry that is generated by full adder 2. So this is a very important observation. So here some kind of dependency you can see. The full adder I depends on full adder I minus 1 to finish. Let me write neatly. Full adder I is depending full adder I minus 1 to finish and generate a carry, because it can proceed only after getting that carry generate correctly, right? So accordingly we can call it as something called a ripple carry adder. So we call this kind of a realization as ripple carry adder, because carry is actually rippling from one position to another. So just like the ripples you can see in the water when you are dropping on stone something, you can see that one ripple is coming, then following that a bigger ripple, right? Like that circles you can see, right? So that is something one after another it's generating. Just like that, this carry is coming here, after completing this is coming here. So the carry is rippling, right, from one position to another, and accordingly there is a delay, because the nth full adder can work only after all the n minus 1 full adder finishes. So that is the type of delay it is experiencing, because if n bits I have to add some order of n delay it is having. So that is something not recommended when it comes to a circuit like this, because it's a hardware circuit, right? So how fast it can perform the addition is something that is going to measure the performance of the whole thing, right? So basically any big program, some addition it's involved at some point and it's taking a lot of time for addition. That is not something that we are not happy with that, so we want to improve the time. So can you do this addition without this rippling effect? So that is the topic of interest, so that we will see. So we can do it. Actually there is number of ways, and one way is like carry look ahead logic. We will see that, then we will understand how that logic is working. But here the problem is like every full adder, ith full adder is depending on the carry I minus 1. See, I minus 1 that is being generated by the full adder I minus 1. So that is the thing. So that you keep in mind, and accordingly you can see the implementation. So how this is to be implemented. So here the 4-bit adder is implemented using 4 full adders, generalized one, but my suggestion is like if you want you can use a half adder here also, there is no problem, provided this is a least significant bit addition. But if it is not, I definitely have to use the full adder. Whether I am considering this carry 0, if it is always so in that case you can ground it, right? If this is a case, why don't you use a half adder there? So that was my question, but depends, right? So this is a general solution anyway. So this is my least significant full adder. So let me denote like say full adder 1, full adder 2, full adder 3, full adder 4. So 4 full adders I used for a 4-bit addition. So this is a 4-bit ripple carry adder, right? Fine. And the bits I am adding is like A0, A1, A2, A3. I am adding it with the B0, B1, B2, B3, and I am getting the final sum as S0, S1, S2, S3, right? And accordingly I am getting a carry at every position. For example, here there is no carry for it. This was 0 in this example, if it is a least significant position. From here it's generating a carry, this A0, B0, from here it's generating a carry, and this carry is something that is for this position. So that is why I am denoting. So here it is not denoting like that. That is a notation only. You can denote in any ways. Okay. So the carry that is being generated from A0, B0 position, if you want, you can denote by C0. Fine. So that is why I think I explained. But here they are denoting like a C1, because this is a carry for this position. Position 1, full adder. If I am writing like a full adder 0, full adder 1, for full adder 1, something like that. Okay. So for this position. So C1, A1, B1 adding, and it's generating a carry for the next position C2, and that C2 is coming here. So that is what is shown. So the figure is clear, right? It's the least significant one, A0, B0, it is adding, and it's getting a sum bit and a carry bit, and that carry bit is for this one. Okay, so what I can do is for making it clear, let me denote the full adders. Like full adder 0, full adder 1, so that it is somewhat easy for me to explain. This is full adder 0, full adder 1. So that is naming convention only, you can use in any way, fine. So the full adder 0 is generating a carry for full adder 1, so that is why I am denoting it by C1. Similarly, the ith full adder is generating a carry for I plus 1 the full adder, and that I am denoting by carry I plus 1, because it is for the I plus 1 the full adder, like that. Okay, so fine, now it is clear, right? And finally I am getting, so the final answer is like S0, S1, S2, S3. sometimes this carry will also generate, and that also together determine the final sum of the n bit adder. So this you can generalize for, this is for 4-bit, and you can think of something like a 8-bit adder where you will be using 8 full adders. Now let me tell you one more slight variation of it. Like what I am doing is, suppose I have a 4-bit adder, right? So suppose I have a 4-bit adder. This is a 4-bit ripple adder. Let me write it like a 4-bit adder. Now using one more 4-bit adder like this, what I can do is I can implement an 8-bit adder. How this can be done? So what I can do is, now I am trying to implement an 8-bit adder so that the bit positions are A0, A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A6, A7, right? Just to get a clarity, I am explaining. Hope it is clear for everyone. B2, B3, B4, B5, B6 and B7, and it is giving you a sum like S0, S1, S2, S3, S4, S5, S6, S7 and S8. 8 bit of the sum is nothing but that carry generator, see out the final carry, right? So that is the 8th bit. Okay, S8. So like that I am getting the sum. Now what I am going to do is, for this one I am applying A0, A1, A2, A3. I have to apply all of them. Fine. So let me write like, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Another 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is like a A0, A1, A2, A3. Here it is B0, B1, B2 and B3. Similarly here also 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is position A4, A5, A6, A7, B4, B5, B6, B7. Fine. Now this is going to give me the 4 bits like S0 I'll get S1, S2, S3 I'll get from here, and from here I will get a carry. Actually every position a carry is coming and that is added like so. This 4-bit adder is something like this on the background, and finally I'll get the C4, right? And this C4, so here the carry, that is the carry for the least significant position, this is 0 because this is where I'm starting. But at this point actually this will generate a carry that is typically denoted by, how we are denoting C0, and for the full adder 3 the carry generator is denoted by C4. So this is C4, and that C4 I am applying. So that is why I am telling you, if you are using a half adder at the least significant position, this is not going to work, because here you need a full adder, because this C4 what is coming that you have to add, but here it is always 0. So at this point if you use half adder, it is fine. So in general you can use, it's better to implement using 4 full adder, but the other one also possible. That is why I explained that too, so that this will correctly give you S4, S5, S6 and S7, and finally from here some carry will be generated, and that you will treat as the 8th position, and that carry is nothing but some C8 it will generate, just like C4 from here, right? So this is the implementation of a 8-bit adder. So 8-bit adder you can implement using 8 full adders or 7 full adder and a half adder, but anyways this 8 full adder is something general, something like this. And you can see the first 4-bit adder is having 4 full adder inside, and second 4-bit adder is having 4 full adder inside. Now if you want to implement 16-bit adder, you can use this 8-bit adder 2 times, or in any ways, a number of ways are there, so accordingly you can implement. So hope this ripple carry adder is clear. Why that name ripple carry? Because carry is rippling from one position to another, so there is a delay involved, right? So because of the dependency, every full adder is depending on the carry being generated by the previous one, so it can start working only after the previous one finishes, so accordingly delay will be there. So can you reduce that delays? That is the next topic of discussion we will see in the next video lecture. Yeah, thanks for watching.